welcome to my channel. I'm Jamie and this is Candidly Chaotic. I use this channel to talk about homeschooling, mom life, and family adventures. I hope that sharing things that work for us or haven't worked for us can help you figure out what works for you. So if that seems like things that you are interested in, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and follow along. So today I wanted to share about how we do like invitations to reading. So I am an avid reader. I love books. I love reading. I think it opens just a world for you and your children, and it's so important. I read the book, I read the Read Aloud Handbook, and it is a fantastic resource. I would highly recommend checking it out. And then there's also the Read Aloud Revival, I believe, that she has a podcast and a website blog thing. So that's another really good resource. But just from my own experiences and using those resources and wanting my kids to really benefit from books and reading, so you can't really see very well, but I have some really tall bookshelves that fill up our whole wall, and then we have one over here as well. And we have quite a few books for us, like just not adult books, but like normal us books. And then my kids have a ton of books as well. We have a bookshelf in their bedroom. We have a school bookshelf that has some more I don't know, purposeful. They're not school books per se, but they're topics that we use for school, and so we kind of keep them on the bookshelf that's our school shelf. And then I have a bookshelf that they can just get to whenever they want, that's with their toys. And so we do a lot of reading. We have a special read aloud time in the middle of the day, and then my kids often will bring us books just randomly because they want to read, or they want us to read to them. And then we always read at night for probably a half an hour to an hour before bed as well. And so we really are doing a lot of reading. But I found that when my kids were looking at books or picking books to read, they were picking the same books all the time. And I know that's pretty common, especially for my younger son who's 3. He actually wants me to read the book over and over to him, and I do that. And so I know that's pretty normal, but I also know we have a lot of really awesome books that they were not using, and I wanted that to change. And so I have started putting a pile for each of my kids. I mean, they can look at both of the piles, but I keep my older son in mind for one pile and my younger son in mind for the other pile. And I take out about 4 to 6 books maybe from our bookshelves, and I put it on our homeschool table, and then they can, go through and look at those. I didn't really say anything like, hey, here's the books that you can look at this week, or nothing like that. I just set them out, and my kids do gravitate to those books. I think it's easier. They see them right there. They're more accessible. It's less overwhelming to look through all these books. And so they are just coming into contact with more of our books that we have. And I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I was thinking that it would be a monthly thing, but they do get tired of them pretty quickly. And so I think it'll actually be more like a weekly or week and a half type thing that I change the books out. So this has just helped my kids to broaden the books that they're looking at, that they're asking us to read. Yeah, so I just thought I would share that with you. I'll show you what we have right now. All right, so I do apologize. We have a fish tank right here, and so I don't know how loud that trickle sound is gonna be, so if it's really loud, I'm sorry. But this is our this is our toy shelf, And so we do have quite a few books right here that my kids can get to anytime. And when I set this up, I thought, oh, you know, this is right where they play, so this is what they're going to look at, and they're going to get a ton of books from here. They didn't get a ton of books from here. They do pull some books from here sometimes, but it wasn't as often as what I expected. Our bookshelf upstairs in my kids' room has a lot more books on it, and we read through more of those. I'm not sure why. I mean, we spend a lot of time specifically reading, so that might be why. But these books that are right here just weren't getting read a whole lot, and so I was not sure why that was going on. And then we also up here, this is still, sorry guys, this is still on our toy shelf, but we have some books that have a little sound thing. This, I don't remember what this is called, a set of books. And then these are all of our like papery books, and they weren't reading out of these books at all. And we have some really good books in there, so that was really bumming me out. So that is mostly where I pull from for our book pile. I will take a couple from their bookshelf upstairs if I find that we haven't read it in a really long time. Yeah, so I will take from there. So our book pile is over here on our on our school table. And so we do have two piles that are kind of, you know, this is specifically meant in mind, in mind with my older son, and this pile is specifically meant with my younger son in mind. Now, like I said, the piles this week are a little different because most of them are Christmas presents, but my older son got this for Christmas and we've read through it pretty slowly. I usually don't have activity books in here, but since they were new for Christmas, I decided to keep them out so they can, you know, easily get to their new books. This is another Christmas book they got from somebody, another activity book. This paper plane book is a lot of fun. Coloring book. This is not a new book, but we hadn't looked at it in a really long time. And actually, he has not been super interested in it because of the new books. And then, as you can see, we have a lot of Usborne books. And then we have the Story Path book. And so I'm going to put it back the way it was because my son is honestly the most interested in this dinosaur book and this book. So those he picks out the most. Okay, this is my 3-year-old's pile. He has a lot of activity books. He has this really sweet woodland sound book. Oh, this shape book. I didn't know how he would feel about it. He loves it. I don't know. He super loves it. We are probably going to end up using these for activities. I can show that some other time. He has this muddle and match book that's, you can like change around the fairy tale characters. It's pretty cute. This is another activity book that he got. And then this book, since we are doing a little bit more like taught school type stuff, which I talked about in a different video, I wanted him to do some more with the alphabet, and so he has been using this book. This is not a new book though. And so that is his pile. So that is how I have been inviting my kids to look at different books that we have that they just don't normally pull out, and it has worked really well. So I'm really excited about that. What do you do to get your kids to look at different books and not only the same thing all of the time? Let us know in the comments. I would really like to hear from you as well and get some more ideas. So that is all for today. See you later.